Hey guys, it's Patrick and Gary here with Neil, and we just wanted to bring something to you that we've been looking at for a while and really excited about. And we're going to be utilizing it with a lot of what we do. And we just, when we find something good, we want to share it with y'all. So sit back and listen. And Neil's going to share some really interesting concepts and points here, and going to give us a really, really good offer at the end. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy, because Neil, if you know Neil, puts together really, really, really good quality stuff, and we use a lot of what he builds in our business. So Neil, go ahead and take it away.
Thanks, Patrick. I appreciate that very much. Hey, everyone, just give me a quick 1 if you can hear me all right, and a 2 if you can see the screen as well. The screen should say, watch how we generate content in the style of Tony Robbins or Grant Cardone and get instant traffic, leads, and sales. So all this, by the way, that I'm going to show you today is backed with over 180,000 blog posts. Actually, it's more than like 200,000 when I started preparing the presentation this morning. That's what I noticed, that the number of posts that are written because of this software have gone up to over 200,000, and I can't wait to share with you how we do it. In fact, just recently we have introduced some feature that for the very first time I'm going to present on a webinar, and you're going to see how it's going to make the process, the speed at which you put content out there, much faster. Now, when I'm talking about Tony Robbins and Grant Cardone, you can replace them pretty much any influencer. You want to be able to write like them, because at the end of the day, their style, their approach to writing brings in a lot of people and makes a lot of people stick. And like I said, this is the exact formula, exact format that over 10,000 customers have used to generate over 200,000 blog articles. And we actually have a lot of testimonials for this as well. I think maybe today I'll be able to share some with you as well, just to highlight for you, just to show you what other people think about the solution that you will see in action today. But look, all this, everything I'm talking about today came from the idea that there is a problem that we need to solve. And the problem is that most people that I talk to are not generating as much content as they want to. And I guess it's probably happened to you at some point. I know for sure it's happened to me, that I've started many blogs a long time ago, and I just never really continued on them after about 5 or 6 posts. I just got bored. I have this problem as an entrepreneur, is that I want to start new things, but I just don't have time to continue them. And it's a waste, because there's so much I want to share with the world. There's so much traffic I want to be able to generate, so I can redirect that traffic to my assets that at the end of the day make money. So this is the problem that we are trying to solve. But why are we solving this? We're solving this problem because we want people to generate more traffic and leads organically to make money in this economy. Look, I get it. Things are difficult right now for everyone. It's quite, the money's quite tight. Inflation's going up. Salaries are not going up at the same pace. So what can you do to still have a good quality of life? Well, you need to be able to make some extra money, a bit more than, say, you were making in the past. And you do that by setting up processes in your business. So even when you're not working, even when you kind of just sit back for a little bit, you take a vacation, the sales still keep coming in. If anything, your business grows and doesn't diminish. And again, content marketing for me is a good way to do that, because as long as you're putting out respected content, as long as you're doing it in a way that is easy for you to use, you're going to do it all the time. Because when it comes to building authority online, content by far is the most passive way of doing that. I mean, any big influencer that you can think of, they're doing content marketing to be able to grab an audience, to be able to convert that audience into buyers, and then to make those buyers turn into fans and advocates. So by far, out of all the methods, content marketing has the best ROI over the long term. So in all this, hopefully I made it clear for you that content marketing is great, that you should be doing it. But here's a question: what's stopping you? And look, I know today I'm talking to a crowd that's well versed with content marketing and SEO than others, but what's stopping you from getting the results that you should be getting right now? Like, what's holding you back from really being able to maximize the revenue, the money that you can make with content marketing in your business. So we've done this quite a bit. We have basically gone out there and interviewed a lot of our customers, customers who purchased the tool I'll show you today and customers that didn't. And this is what they have typically said. They've highlighted 3 problems to me that has stopped them from maximizing their revenue from content marketing. For starters, they say, I don't know what content actually gets views and sales, right? I don't know what content actually gets views and sales. So a lot of the times they end up producing content that doesn't go anywhere. 90% of the time their content doesn't get eyeballs on it, which is like a waste of time and a waste of money if you're paying an outsourcer. Problem number 2, people have said, I don't have money to spend on content writers or experts. And look, again, I get that as well. It's a chicken and egg situation. You need to have money to be able to pay other people to write content for you. And only when you have a lot of content written can you actually make money from it on your websites. And only when you make money can you pay people. And it just, it's a vicious circle that keeps on going. So how do you break that circle? How do you make sure that you have enough content so eventually if you decide to hire people, you can basically pay them? So we'll talk about that too today. And problem number 3 is that people have pointed out that even if I have content, how do I actually drive traffic? Because the build it, they will come strategy doesn't work. The strategy there is that, well, you just put out good content and eventually Google will find it and send traffic to you. It's not that simple. I wish it was. I wish I could be on the session and say, hey, publish 100 blog posts and you're going to be one of the best blogs in your niche. It doesn't work like that. There's a few more things you need to do. So my hope today is that we solve these problems for you as we have done for all of our customers in the past. So here's what you're going to see today. Number 1, I'm going to share with you 3 simple steps that you can use to generate and market content on demand. So 3 simple steps that you can use to create as much content as you want, whenever you want, like literally unlimited content, and then market it with a single click. Number 2, I will show you how you can turn this into a paid service and make anywhere between $2,000 and $10,000 per month. We are doing this right now, and we only just started last month. We've added an extra $1,000 a month recurring in cash flow just by creating content for other people. And that's not a lot of content. It's something that takes my team about 10 hours a month to do. And for that, me getting paid $1,000 a month is not bad at all. Number 3, I'm going to give you an extra tip today where I will show you how you can get started ASAP and use what we share to build a list and sell products online as an affiliate if that's what you want to do. So if you're into affiliate marketing, hopefully with what I'm going to share today, you're going to get some insights, some things that you can utilize in your business as well. Now, for full transparency, I've got a special deal for you today for Patrick and Gary's customers, and I'm going to share this deal with you today at the end of this session, just for 10 people though. And with this incredibly packaged deal, you will be able to get full access to our AI-driven content creation and marketing solution. This is the same AI solution, by the way. I want to show you analytics of this in real time so you can see, again, this is a live webinar, and we've got numbers from today so you can see how the traffic has been built up for this particular site, blog.mailview.com. Let's go into acquisition. I'll go into all traffic. Let's go to channels, and I'm only going to look at organic traffic. I'm not looking at social, referral, or any other for that matter. Let's check this out. So in the last week alone, this blog has had 309 users and about 352 sessions. And let's say if I look for the entire month of September, we've had 1,370 users coming in, right? So about 1,300 users coming in over the entire month. And this blog was started in November of last year. And for 3.5 months, we consistently posted content every single day using AI, like literally every single piece of content that you will see on this site. Let me show you this, blog.mailview.com. Everything was produced, all the content was produced using AI. None of the content has been written from scratch by our writers. Every piece of content you see here is AI written. We edited, of course, to make it more readable, to make it more in line with our message, our vision, but everything you see here is written by the software that I'm going to share with you today, and those have been our results. So a quick disclaimer here for you today. I will walk you through a very specific system that I'm now using myself and is bringing me consistently great results at the time of this webinar. My results are certainly not typical, and there's a good chance that you will not get the same results. However, I am happy to show you exactly what is working for me right now for free, but do note it is not for everyone. Okay, just want to be clear on that, also because I have to because of FTC regulations. So if you don't know me, I promise I'll keep this section short. My name is Neil Napier, and I've been an online marketer since 2012. And I actually got started in this entire industry by sheer accident. So I was working for a bank in 2010, and because of late effects of recession, I was doing development. So because of the late effects of recession, I got let go from my job. And at that time, when I was, being let go, if I wanted to continue staying in England, in the UK, I had to basically make $8,000 in 6 months. So I started freelancing online. Like I went to sites like Upwork back then, or Freelancer was another one I used to use. And Upwork was called Odesk back then. And I started looking for jobs. And it was funny because the very first job I got, I was creating presentations for this telecommunications CEO based out of Australia. So I'll be up at 4 a.m. at night, just creating those presentations for him at literally $4 an hour. I must say things have come a long way since. And in 2012. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering if I managed to make that $8,000 in 6 months to stay in the UK, I didn't. It was quite bad. $4 an hour doesn't get you very far, unfortunately. So I couldn't stay in the UK. I moved to Finland though, and in 2012 I started selling information products. Then I started doing software in 2013, and since then, for the past 9 years or so, most of our focus has been to help our customers gain both time and financial freedom. Because to me, being able to spend your time the way you want is one of the most important things. Being able to have that freedom to dictate what you want to do when you want to do. And of course, you're only able to do that if there's enough money in the bank, if there's enough savings, if there's enough money coming in, for example. So all this is really important. All this is really necessary, I would say, because once you have this in place, you are able to, after that, build the kind of business that you want. And business has been good for us. So in the last year alone, in 2021, we did just under $2 million in gross revenue. Now this was lower than the year before, but still quite profitable year overall. Now let's pivot back to content marketing. Let's talk about content marketing. If you're still not convinced that content marketing is the way to go, which I'm sure you should be by now, but content marketing basically gets 7.8 times more site traffic than ads for the same cost. So case in point, if you were to spend, let's say, $500 writing out a piece of content, maybe sharing it with people, building some backlinks, 1 or 2 backlinks, if you did that, for example, it would still get you about 8 times more traffic than if you spend $500 running ads, because spending $500 running ads will get you maybe like 250 clicks, if that, maybe 500 clicks if you're really good at advertising, and that's it, you're done. No more long-term traffic. But if you publish this blog post, if you kind of let it sit there, and you're going to find the traffic grows over time. Maybe the first month you only have 10 visitors, but then 20, 40, 80, 160, and it just grows from there. And while content marketing costs about 62% less than outbound marketing, it generates more than 3 times as many leads. Outbound marketing is cold email marketing. So, you could do a lot of lead prospecting. You could go find leads that you want to communicate with. You send them emails, get some opens, maybe get some sales. But if you put the same time and money investment into content marketing, you're going to get 3 times as better results, and it's going to cost you 62% less. So if you're spending $100 on outbound marketing, picking up the phone, calling people, or sending cold emails, you only have to spend $38 on content marketing, but you will still get 3 times the results. So the impact of content marketing is absolutely massive. But look, in all of this, I'm not asking you to stop everything you're doing right now and focus on content. I know a lot of people do these sessions and they're like, stop what you're doing right now and do what I'm telling you. I don't want you to stop what you're doing right now, because with the method that I'm going to say today, you don't have to stop. You can literally just spend an extra 15 minutes a day and still build a content pipeline for you, because at the end of the day, content is king. I don't care what other kind of marketing methods you've used, but content marketing is the absolute baller thing to do in terms of building a business. But again, most people are not doing it. We discussed this. Most people are not doing content marketing because they don't know what kind of content they should put out. They don't have money to spend on expensive content writers or experts. And even if they do have content, they still don't know how to drive traffic from it. And again, my goal today is to solve these problems for you. Because when it comes to writing content, typically, here are your options. And I'm talking about content that sounds like an influencer. So I'm talking here about content that Tony Robbins customers would read or fans would read. So you can write it yourself. So you can try and kind of emulate Tony Robbins. It's not going to work because you're not Tony Robbins, you're not Grant Cardone, you're not Russell Brunson, all these people, you're not Gary Vee. Okay. Alternatively, you can pay these people. Like, sure, if you can afford to, go to Tony Robbins and say, hey, Tony, I'd like you to write an article for me on, personal development for, let's say, men after the age of 50. Like, I'd like you to write the article for me. Now, I can tell you, Tony's probably going to ask you to go away. But if he does write it, it's going to cost you thousands of dollars. Like, not just, 5,000-10,000, but literally high 5 figures for 1,000, 2,000 word blog post, because Tony doesn't have time to do that, right? So what you can do, of course, is if you want to write content like Tony, you could literally go out there and steal his content, right? You can literally go to his websites and just copy and paste the content on your own website, pass it off as your own. Now, obviously, don't do that. I'm not telling you to do that. Playing devil's advocate here. The point is that none of these methods will give you the kind of authority and freedom that you're looking for, right? So instead, what I recommend is relying on a content creation marketing solution that we have been using for over 3 years now. It says 8,000 other people, but 10,000 other people so far. We've added 2,000 more in the last year or so, have been also utilizing to build out their own content in the voice, in the tone of their favorite influencer, right? So, and again, the feedback that's been pouring in has been absolutely positive. In fact, what I want to do now is just maybe show you one particular point of feedback from Trisha, who has used this solution. I'm going to jump over and play you a video. It is possible for some of you may not hear anything, but don't worry, we'll come back in just about a couple of minutes, and then I'll explain this to you a bit more. So let me now show you what Trisha has been saying about this.
And outline.
I love it. I love it. So one of the things that, like, as a course creator, that's going to be very helpful for users who want to create courses, because when you have an outline, those can become your lessons, right?
So that's just one of the excerpts from the, one of the calls we had with our users, and she was only looking at one particular feature of the solution, and she wasn't even thinking about blogging. She was thinking about content creation for courses. So, it's pretty incredible just to listen to her and see how she feels about that. But look, I want to go in, show you the 3 steps that you need to follow that I promised you that you can use to strategically build out your content over the long term. And I'm literally going to create a new blog post, unique new blog post in front of you in 5 minutes. Okay, so today on this session, we're going to do this demo live. I'm literally going to create a ready to go blog post for you in under 5 minutes. So again, the problems, just a quick recap, where I don't know what content actually gets views and sales. I don't have money to spend on content writers or experts. And even if I have content, how do I actually drive traffic? So all these are issues that basically have come up before. Now, these are big problems, but let's solve them for you. I'm going to show you soon how to create long form content using artificial intelligence, using AI, and get traffic to these blog posts, to this content that you're putting out that converts instantly. And I think you've probably been around the block enough to know that AI, while it's a new thing, it's taking the world by storm. I mean, there's so much advancement that's happening in the AI, and even something that lets you put out long form blog posts is bound to improve your productivity as well as get you results over the long term. So I'm going to grab a sip of water, but type in for me 3 if you're ready to see the 3-step process of how all this works and how you can utilize this for yourself as well. So I grab a sip of water, type in 3 for me so I know you're awake, I know you're with me. Okay, let me see, who do we have? 1 second. Brenda, Brian, Chris, CJ, Craig, Daniel, David, Doug, Eric, we've got Fitz, Gary, Giovanni, Ira, Jerry, John, Kyle, Randy, Rusty, Scott. Awesome, awesome. 3, 2, 1 says Scott. Cool. So here's what you need to do. Step number 1, find high authority content on YouTube. So we use, the kind of content that we create, in simple terms, is inspired content. And let me explain what that actually means. There's no need anymore, and you've probably heard this expression before, there's no need anymore to reinvent the wheel. Almost everything that you want to write about has been written. What matters is your perspective. What matters is how you stitch things together, how you explain the topic in a succinct manner that appeals to the particular demographic that you are targeting. So to me, it's much, much easier now to create content by being inspired by other people's content. And look, I'm not the only one. Russell Brunson always talked about, looking at what other people are doing in their funnels and building something based on that. Like, not duplicating, but more like replicating what works for them. Tony Robbins said the same thing. Tony Robbins basically said that if you want to succeed, follow other people that are already successful and do what they are doing. So being inspired by others is not a unique thing. It's always worked. So, how does it actually work in practicality? You go out there and you find high authority content on YouTube. And I like YouTube because, the content on YouTube has already been sort of ranking for a while. So that if you go after that content, it's going to, it's already been kind of like, let's say, verified, for lack of a better word, by Google, by YouTube. So this is how it works. Let me open up the app and I'll show you. So the app that I want to show you today is Content Gorilla, and again, I'll give you a very step-by-step walkthrough. So in this particular case, let's say if I wanted to write a piece of content about B2B email marketing, I'll just do a quick search, and it brings me, top-rated content generally. So, using the API, we're able to bring relevant content to this. So, for example, B2B marketing, a strategic approach for lead generation, and if that's what I want to write about, that's pretty good. I'll run with it. So the point here is, instead of trying to do research and trying to understand everything yourself, we leverage content that already exists online. So we'll use this particular post, and I'll actually show you this, how we utilize it in step number 2, because in step number 2, we're going to use AI to supercharge it. Now, here's what I mean. This particular post, if I click on create posts, what we do is we grab the transcription from this post and we arrange it like a blog post. So this is about, 1,400 words. I would advise you not to just publish this as is, because if you publish this as is, it's going to have a lot of little issues built in. It's like a spoken video from someone else, so the content's not going to read so well, and you want it to be yours, right? You want the content to be more targeted to how you want to write. So instead of just copy pasting someone else's content, we use AI to supercharge it. There are a couple of options for you here. You can, for example, let's say take this sentence. I can take this particular sentence. This actually, okay, I can take this sentence and I can rewrite it. So you can click this button, you can paraphrase this content. It will rewrite it basically in a different way. So it looks different, it reads different. It passes the Google copy or copyscape because now it's something that AI has generated for you. Alternatively, you can use this content as an input and you can expand upon this, right? So you can say, okay, take this content and expand upon this content, write more basically based on this. So you can do that as well. Let's say if I did it, I'll click submit and you will see, there you go. So it's added basically a couple of extra lines based on this particular line. So it's continued in that, and that beefs up the content that we have. So it allows you to very quickly add more words to your content. So this is already about 1,400 words, but here's the kicker. Here's where it really starts to come together. I like these YouTube videos because the creators have put in a lot of time to create these videos. I mean, they have a script in mind, they have some things they want to talk about in mind. So what they have, which works really well, is a structure. The structure of this video makes a lot of sense. So here's what I'll do. I'll click on the create AI outline button. I'll put in my keyword. in this case B2B email marketing, and I will create a structure out of this article. Because if you saw the article, I mean, there was no like headings. You can't really use it as a blog post as is, because there's no heading like heading 2, heading 3, heading 4 sort of thing, you know, an SEO structure that you can build around it. And what I'm trying to now do is, because I don't want to just post that content as is, because that would be plagiarism. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create an outline from that content. And did you just see what happened on the left-hand side? Type in a yes for me if you can see it, because now suddenly we have an outline of this content. So strategic approach for ultimate B2B marketing and sales success, that's sort of like our opening paragraph, opening headline. Then segment your data to create personalized target email campaigns, the importance of automating your B2B marketing, pros and cons of automating your B2B marketing, how to create engaging B2B emails that get notes. All these are basically sub parts of this big content post that I want to create. Now here's what I can do from this. I can leave this as is for a second, or because I know what I want, so I have some ideas, I can change this a little bit. I can add in my own headings as well. So this is, for example, strategic approach for ultimate B2B marketing and sales success, segment your data to create, you know, this is more like something that could come later. So I'm just going to move these two further up, because I think structure-wise, it just makes a bit more sense to me. Then how to segment your data to create personalized targeted email campaigns, and then how to create B2B emails that get noticed. Then I could say, like, let's say if I want to also talk about 7 B2B email principles that give good results. And I'm going to turn this into a heading as well. So I'm just going to take this and turn this into a heading as well. The importance of quality over quantity in email marketing, 5 tips for making B2B emails marketing strategy more successful, the easiest way to improve your marketing results, and the benefits of strategic email marketing for B2B business. Okay, I'm just going to delete that part because I don't need this. So this is done. This is now my new outline structure, which is pretty good, right? So this would, and yeah, Gary's right. I'm thinking it would be useful that for the edge tags. So of course you can like kind of use the right keywords in here as well if you have multiple keywords you want to rank for. So now that I have this, remember this content still belongs to someone else. This is not content that I can literally just copy and paste. So I'm going to do some magic. Now this magic is going to take about a minute or so in the background, but I'm going to click on that button, which I've just done, create content from outline. So this is now going to produce for me unique AI-based content. So it's going to take that content that's already written into context, and based on that, it's going to write a completely new article for these headlines. So again, what I've done in this case is I've picked a keyword. Just as a recap, I picked a keyword. I found relevant videos based on that keyword, and from those videos, I've extracted a transcription. From this transcription, I have created a short summary, like a heading-based summary, and then from those headings, I've basically blown it up again to now produce unique content. So this takes about a minute or so in the background. What we're doing is we're going through each of these headings. We're going through the context that appears under these headings for now, and we are creating new unique content for you based on that. And again, all of this is happening automatically in the background. Okay, there you go, content generated. This is now done. All this is done. And there you go, how to create B2B emails that get noticed. 1, 2, 3, 7 B2B email principles that give good results. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Done. And I'm just going to copy and paste this over into Hemingway. I use that to, you know, test for like content readability, as well as then how kind of how many words it is, the 1400 words. You know, one of the things we're working on in the software is to simplify content even more, because honestly, for me, 10's a bit high. So in the future, we'll have a feature where this will simplify the content a lot more and not just write it. So I just put in transcription from one video, Scott, in this case, just one at a time. You can do multiple as well, but then if you do multiple, you have to kind of make sure that you don't lose the flow, right? Because each video has its own flow, of course. So there you go, 1400 words from scratch, written in front of you within minutes. I didn't, you know, these are not the words that belong to this video. So I've kept the sanctity of the structure in place. I have kept the context of the content in place, and I've basically rewritten this in a different way. So I could literally, title my post as B2B on marketing, a strategic approach for lead generation, and it just creates this entire article from scratch for me. So how cool do you think this is? I mean, this should be mind-blowing for you, because literally within a few minutes of just showing this to you, I have created a new piece of blog post that now I can publish on my blog. I can send this to my editor if I want to, of course, or I can just edit it right by myself here, and I can send this over. I can also do a few cool things. For example, if there's a particular keyword, let's say, if there's B2B emails, I can point this to, let's say, another blog article on my site, right? So I can do that. I can add featured image. I can put in tags. I can, for SEO purposes, I can add related keywords. I can also, connect it to Buffer. I think in this case we have, and I can syndicate content to social media as soon as it gets published. And I can also send this content straight to a website. So all this, everything that I've shown to you, is all powered by AI. The only thing that you may want to do is, like I said, improve upon these headings so you kind of get what you want at the end of the day. Yeah, it does. So I assume it strips out any links that were in the original transcription. It does. And it also strips out anything that was personal in the original transcription, because in those transcriptions you'll also find things like, hey, this is Simon from mediafire.com, and today I'm going to show you blah blah blah. It gets rid of that as well. So what it creates for you at the end of the day is unique to you. And this is very powerful. This feature, when we first opened this to the public, this feature didn't exist. But now that it does, people are creating content faster than ever. I literally have like a mastermind group that I run, and I was doing a video on this yesterday, and in 15 minutes, I had a blog post published. From just a keyword all the way to having a blog post published, I was literally done in 15 minutes, and that was a 1,200 word blog post. This is how fast the entire setup has become. There's no need for an editor. There's no need for a VA. There's no need to even have knowledge expertise in the domain that you are in. Okay, you don't have to wait to become really good at B2B email marketing. You can literally just leverage what other people are doing, and you can build unique content on top of that. Now that's just step 2. Long step, but that's just step 2. Step 3, like I said, you've got a feature within Content Gorilla to then syndicate this content over to multiple social sites. So for example, if I go over to integrations, let's go here. Here you can actually directly integrate with Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, and you can post it there. So as soon as your content goes live, your links will be shared across on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, which helps you get your content indexed faster. But most importantly, it gets you that initial referral traffic that helps a lot as well. Now, I want to go one step further in all this. And when I say one step further, this is basically coming from us actually doing it. So we started doing this last month in September. We showed people basically what this can do, but there's always going to be some people that are going to be like, oh, but I just kind of want the content done. I don't want to have to fiddle with the software. So here's what we have started doing recently, and I think you should as well. In this case, I kind of want to explain the agency license. So today you'll also be getting access to the agency license as part of Content Gorilla, where you can actually create sub accounts for other people if you like, where you can create sub accounts for other people if you would like. So let's do some quick math here. You can easily charge between $100 to $1,000 for one piece of content, quite easily, depending on the length, depending on the complexity, depending on what niche that is in. Can we add our own photos that we have metadata? Absolutely, Scott. So good question, but just to go back into this, I go in here, you got featured images, but of course, if you wanted to add images, you can go here. You can search your own, but you also have the ability to just click on this button and basically bring your own images. So if I wanted to bring in this, there you go. I can do that as well. And of course, when you publish it to your blog, it gets published there as well. Okay, so quick math, it's quite easy to charge $100 to $1,000 per post, again, depending on the niche, depending on the complexity of the content, depending on who you're marketing to. Very easy to do that. Plus, if you want to go above and beyond, you can actually give, with the license that we'll give to you today, you can actually give access to Kontent Gorilla to people for a huge upfront cost. It's up to you. That's, that will let it be your decision if you want to give people the software or not, or if you just want to deliver the service. But this is what we are doing for some people, and this is what I would advise you to do as well. If you were to do 4 blog posts, let's say 2,000 words on average, the one I wrote was 1,400 words, and to me, maybe that's not enough. So what I'll do is I'll add a few more headings, or I'll use the text expander feature to keep adding more words. And then I will basically publish it. I just saw a question from Gary. Question from Gary is, what is the optimal article length? So for me, I'd look at articles in 3 tiers. One is what I call a pillar post, which is like the main post of a topic cluster. It's a bit technical now, but that should be ideally like 7,000 plus words. 10,000 is a good amount. It's it's almost like a long, short ebook that people are reading, but it's like the A to Z of email marketing. That's 8,000, 10,000 word pillar post. Then second, I have more, strategic, like how to do this, like 7 steps to do this sort of post, which are about 2,000 words each. And that's mostly, 2,000 word posts explaining 7 ways to do something, or 5 steps that get you this result. Okay, and those are like the secondary posts. And then you've got the very, very small posts, which are, they're going to rank easily because there's almost no keyword difficulty on those. And there you're doing one problem, one solution. Like the problem, for example, could be, how do I spam check my B2B emails? That, and it's almost like a tutorial, a short 500 word, 600 word tutorial article that explains basically how to do a specific thing. So that would be 600 words. And the more important thing here, which I think Gary and Patrick, you guys probably do as well, is you have to follow a good internal linking structure for those. Is, the pillar post kind of sits at the top, then you've got a secondary post pointing towards the pillar post, and then you've got the third level posts, which are like short 500-600 words, word post pointing both to secondary and the pillar post. Okay, cool. No problem, Scott. Happy to answer your questions. So again, quick math for me, if you were to deliver this as a service to someone else, you could quite easily, on average, charge $250 per blog post, because remember, you're not just charging for writing. You could also charge for, hey, I'm going to publish it on your WordPress website. I'll, add images alongside that. And because we integrate with third-party sites already, you can quickly get images from just our setup. You don't need to rely on images from another platform for that. So quick math, if you were to do this, per client, you could quite easily make $2,000. So that's $2,000 per month per client, which is pretty good. And if you have 5 of those, we're looking at 10K a month. So to me, there's a really big opportunity here. Really big opportunity to go out there and help other businesses and get paid handsomely for it. And if you're like, hey, Neil, no, 250 sounds too expensive, you can even charge 100. And again, literally it took me 5 to 10 minutes to create a new blog post in front of you. If you were to get paid $100 to create a new blog post, would that be worth it? Because even if you put in 2 hours of work a month, this is easily worth $2,000 a month. So to me, the opportunity, the possibilities for you here are absolutely massive. They are big, and even bigger, like I said, if you actually have a product to sell like we do. So if you could actually give people access to Kontent Gorilla AI yourself, you could create sub accounts for them, then the opportunity for you becomes even bigger. Okay, so Gary says, for those of you who have an interest in creating new style sites, this is optimal service that I've seen as a solution. So here's my question to you. What if we were to give you literally everything you need to create and market inspired content for yourself and your clients? What if we were to give you literally everything you need within this setup to create and market content that is going to rank fast, because it's already been vetted by YouTube, like the structure is vetted, the context is vetted. Content that people are going to read because it's relevant, it's already being watched on YouTube. Would that be useful? Because today I've got an exclusive deal for you, because you are Gary and Patrick's customers. I've got an exclusive Kontent Gorilla AI webinar deal for you, and this is what it includes. For starters, for those of you who want to get started really quickly, we're going to give you 24 done for you blogs. Okay, we're going to give you 24 done for you blogs, which are ready to go in 10 different niches. So each blog has about, I think, 20 or 30 articles, if I remember right. And you get them and you can literally install them into a new WordPress site and you're ready to go. So all these different niches are covered. Right, so that's the main thing I want to give to you today. But on top of that, of course, that's like the end product. I also want to give you the ability to actually create the content for yourself. So I want to give you instant access to basically Content Gorilla AI. And this is, by the way, unlimited access. So you can use this on unlimited websites that you own. You get the ability to create unlimited AI words. And just so you know, for context, if you look at something like Jasper.ai, they don't work the way we do. With Jasper, you have to create content from scratch. So you kind of start from a blank space and you have to start creating content. With Content Gorilla, because it's inspired, you can get started faster. But even they don't offer the unlimited plans anymore. I used to have an unlimited plan with them, and that was costing me about $99 a month, just that. But they don't offer that anymore. You get unlimited integration, so you can connect with as many social media accounts as you want. You get the ability to do internal linking. There's a channel scheduler as well, so you can literally take posts coming from a channel and that you can schedule them as well. You get to do content creation 100% autopilot if you wanted to, and there's like a ton of other features, micro features included, which are like money phrasing, so you can highlight keywords as I showed you. There's the article outline creator I just showed you. There's a content calendar built in. There's SEO scoring. I actually totally forgot to show you that. In fact, let me just quickly nip back into it right now and show you this as well. So once you have this content done, basically, you can go to, let me see. Yeah, you can actually review it for this particular keyword. Like, what else can you do to make it rank better? So that's included as well. You can create content in more than 105 languages. So that's already possible. And a ton of other features, like ton of other features. So you're getting access to Content Gorilla AI fully unlocked, all the features unlocked, as well as the unlimited license for as long as you want to keep it. Okay, again, just think about what if you could write content as Gary Vee or all these Grant Cardone and Tony Robbins. When I say like them, this is what I mean. You could literally select this line, for example, and say, okay, I want to write content in the voice of, in this case, Grant Cardone. And it basically expands content in the voice of Grant Cardone. So that way, the content that you get out of it is, there you go, it's increased the volume, as you can see here, is like how Grant would talk or how he would write. So it's all based on like research that AI has done on him. Number 3, we also want to give you access to the agency license. So with this, you get hundreds of accounts. Basically, what you can do is when someone pays you, or if you have a friend you want to help, if you want to help your VA, you can just put in their name, email address, and password, and you can create an account for them in Content Gorilla AI. They get, I believe it is 20,000 words that they can create, and after that, they have to get more credits. Okay, so you get 100 seats like that as well included. And number 4, we give you some additional training on content marketing. We call this Content University. Basically, it's a 4-part training. It's a 4-week pre-recorded training that shows you how to research keywords that rank, how to create content that turns passerbys into fans, how to generate and convert leads, and how to create an automated traffic avalanche for your websites. So all this we want to give to you as a package deal. There are actually a ton of other bonuses included as well. I didn't have time to kind of like collect all of them and write them out on this, but we have a lot of bonuses that are included as well for you. Now, altogether, this package could easily be priced at $3,885, and even then, I think it'd be worth it. Being able to create unlimited words literally within minutes is worth it. Like there is, again, I want to repeat this, I want to emphasize this. There's no other AI solution offering unlimited word capability. So we are taking a hit on that for you, but it's worth it because if you create more content, honestly, that creates more social proof for us. So it's a win-win situation. You win, we win. So this deal could easily be worth $3,885. Again, when you get on these webinars, you typically see something like this being sold for $9.95 and such, but we're not going to charge you that. The price on this is actually going to be really, really low. And there's a reason why we have kept the price low. I've known Gary and Patrick for a while, and we've had the pleasure of having them, talking to our audience as well. And our audience loves what both these guys do, and I'm confident that you're also going to love what we do, which is I wanted to extend to you a ridiculously good price, a ridiculously good offer that is, again, very, very exclusive to this webinar. So to get this deal that we have put together for you, go to this link, go to neilviewer.com/ranking store. And when you go there, you will be able to basically decide. You have a couple of options that you want to pick from. You'll be able to decide which option works for you. So let's go into this page right now. You can see kind of some demo information here as well, just to see everything that's included. And then let's go scroll down further, like all the features, everything that I've talked about today so far that are included as well. And all the bonuses. So like I said, I couldn't include the bonuses on the slides, but these are literally all the bonuses that are included for you. Content marketing agency website, Goofball's guide to building a WordPress site, content repurposing guide, my article submitters, the software, how to create a killer title, my blog announcer, which is another software that we have, popularity post widgets, video analytics plugin, WP Engage Plus plugin, new keyword swarm, also blog builder, PPC profit generator. Plus, on top of all that, we want to give you access to Treasure Chest, which is a collection of 100 done for you funnels, 100 done for you lead magnets, 100 done for you pro products, and 300 done for you emails to go alongside that. I mean, that's literally me giving you an entire business in a box. Plus, on top of that, I want to give you a coaching call with our Content Gorilla expert. So whenever you get in, you will get a link to basically book a call with our in-house expert. You can ask him all sorts of questions as you want, and you can grill him. You can ask him to show you the demo again, whatever it is. You can create content with him on that call, and you basically get to walk away with something tangible. Gainer says, Patrick just fired me as his writer. So type in for me, if you're getting this bundle deal, just type in bundle so I know you're getting in. Like I said, we have, I think at the beginning I told you we had 10 seats that we were giving away. We do want to keep it limited at those seats because, like I said, anytime we offer unlimited words, it costs us a lot. Okay, it costs us a lot, but I'm happy to extend that to you. Mr. Green says, who knew a gorilla was so much cheaper and smarter? It really, really is affordable. I mean, I can't emphasize that enough. And Gary says this is completely underpriced. It is as well. And again, I've often wondered if you really want to sell it at this price. If you're wondering what the price is, let me show you. You've got two options. Because this is unlimited, it's not something that we can give you a lifetime deal for, unfortunately. Because it's just going to cost us a lot to be able to service this for you. So you've got two options. You can choose to pay for a 12-month license. So you can pay $397 right now, and you get to enjoy everything that I've shown you today for basically 12 months. Alternatively, if you want to kind of get grandfathered into this pricing, we want to offer you this entire deal for $297 per year. This entire deal for $297 per year, which means next year it renews at $297 as well. If you do go for this one, this 12-month license, basically, it's going to, if you want to renew it next year, you'd have to pay the price that is relevant then. But this price is going to renew every year, and you won't have to pay anything more than that, ever. And you get unlimited content. All the new features that get added in, everything new that's get added in, you get access to that as well. Because really, we're charging you for words, which in this case happens to be unlimited. But any new feature that we add in, you will have instant access to those as well. So again, please type in for me bundle so I know you're getting in, because this is a very, very impressive deal. It's not something we intend to offer for too long. I mean, we're not just including the software, but we're giving you access to 100 done for you products and funnels, basically to sell and make money with. And we are giving you a coaching call with a content coach as well. How often is the tool updated? Every 2 weeks, we're releasing something new. Sometimes it's improvements, sometimes it's big features. So we aim to do a big feature every 4 to 6 weeks. And of course, minor improvements are coming in every couple of weeks. And just to show you, what's on the roadmap right now for us, give me 1 second and I'll load this up and I'll show you in the back end, what kind of things we've been planning. I'll let it load up. Okay, so for example, for us, we're building out product usage KPIs, so we want to understand better how people are using the tool. We want to get feedback, collect feedback basically on the output once it's generated. We want to introduce plagiarism checker. We want to do content simplification. I talked about that. We want to create more content with keyword focus. Right now it's more just content, but we want to add more keyword focus to it. And right now the word count for AI, when you're creating a post, it doesn't update dynamically. We want to add that too. We want the ability here so that you can source content from other places too. Like you can literally upload your own video and you can use that to create unique content. You can grab content from SoundCloud, from someone's podcast, and you can create content based on that as well, right? Plus, we have a couple of admin features, but also like during the writing process, we want to give you statistics, questions, and statements that you can utilize in your content too, as well as then layered outline for content outline. So content outline is a bit flat at the moment. That is, you only get like one structure, as I showed you. But if we have layering built in, then you can kind of arrange it quite extensively. So that's what's planned. Like I said, we have 2 dedicated developers on this, and we tend to do one major new feature release every 4 to 6 weeks, and minor improvements every couple of weeks or so. Okay, so an absolute must-have deal. Please go ahead and book your seat. Like I said, it is restricted to 10, and you can just click on any of these buttons. I think both of them will take you to the same page in this case, but you can of course choose. If you don't want to subscribe to payments, if you just want to be like, hey, I kind of want to see how this goes, you can pay $397. It gives you 12-month access. But if you're willing to subscribe, basically, and when you subscribe, you can literally cancel tomorrow. If you don't like it, you can just continue for 12 months. You pay $297 a year, and this way you're locked into that price. And in the future, when we have price increases, you won't be affected by that. And again, just so you know, this unlimited is not something we can even afford to offer for the long term. So this is something that we're offering now, but it's very likely that next time you come to a webinar session, we may offer the same price even, but the word count would have gone down. So think about this for a second. If you were to even sell a blog post, like I said, for $100, if you were not confident, if you were just starting out, if you were to sell a blog post to a client for $100, it would literally take you 15 minutes max to create it, and it wouldn't cost you anything else because it's covered in the unlimited words. So you'll be pretty much good to go. Okay, so everything that I've showed you here, including done for you blogs, is included for you here, and these are all the features. This is what I talked about earlier as well. And just FYI, we also do a monthly training webinar with our customers. We are looking to eventually do that weekly, but for now, we do one session every month where we kind of go through the tool one more time and show you ins and outs of how it works, how you can use it. So you get automatically added to that webinar as well. There you go. That's everything that is included for you. That's the link you need to go to, neilvio.com/rankingstore. And like I said, we have set up this exclusive deal for you because I know Patrick and Gary quite well, and it's not something that you will find outside the session. Like you can try. You can try right now, but you're not going to find this deal anywhere else. If you were to literally buy each and everything separately at its own price, you'd pay this much. So you'd pay $197 for the 24 done for you blogs. The fully unlocked version of Kontent AI is not available. The unlimited license alone, I want to show you this so I'm not bluffing. 1 second. Yeah, I mean, I want you to know I'm telling the truth about this. But if you were to just purchase the unlimited license alone, let me show you. Okay, this is how much it would cost you. Unlimited license, you can go check the sales page if you want. 2 million AI words per year, sorry, or unlimited AI word upgrade. This is going to cost you $497 a year. So it's not even $397, it's gone up to $497. So this alone is going to cost you $497 per year, right? And after that, if you wanted to basically go ahead and purchase the done for you blogs, I think this was 97 or 197, I can't remember. But if you wanted to get the agency license, which is what we're giving to you as well, this is how much it would cost you. 100 agency license, 100 sub accounts, basically, this is what I'm giving to you. So they're actually 50,000 words in each AI account, not 20,000, 50,000. This would be $497 one time, $497 one time. So in that sense, everything that you're getting here today is amazingly cheaper than if you were to buy everything separately. That's a fact. But you are now covered in with us for either one-time payment if you don't trust recurring for whatever reason, or you just get to basically get grandfather yourself into 297 per year. Okay.
Neil, you there?
Yep, I'm here.
All right. I just want to stop in because I mean, this is pretty amazing. I personally myself, I've got blog writers out there that are doing blogs daily for solar clients and other clients, and they're charging me anywhere from $50 to $75 per blog post as professional writers, so there's a lot of people in all these businesses that we deal with, because most of the guys that are with us are agencies and they're dealing with clients and customers, and they're not necessarily writing for themselves. But let me ask you a question. How does this work? I know the answer, but I want you to
Sure.
explain it. We have a lot of people that do affiliate marketing, right? So how valuable would this be for all of us that are doing affiliate marketing, trying to write content for like lead pages that send them to the affiliate product?
Sure, very, because look, when you're writing content to recommend the product, you can't just go straight into, okay, this is a product, this is what it does. You have to explain the premise, you have to explain the problems that it solves, you have to explain why, this is something that they would need right now, even before you get to the product. So just for that part alone, this will give you enough information that you need, but you can literally copy and paste and explain the problem, because that's what's going to rank for SEO as well.
Okay. So hand in hand, so it doesn't matter, we can write the content for that as the lead pages to put into the funnel to get to the affiliate, and make the sales off the affiliate marketing, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
Go ahead.
No, that's how a lot of people are using the platform at the moment.
Right. So another question that I have, and maybe this is more of a question with an offer, is that we have developed our own product called YouTube Leads Factory. And what I'm going to do is anybody that, picks this up today, I'm going to give everybody access to that. And primarily, Neil, what it does is it kind of does a little bit about what you did, but we actually go out and look for all of the videos, that are not just on YouTube themselves for that keyword, but it brings back hundreds and hundreds of videos, and we can scrape the content description from like 100 videos and put that all into a CSV file and create a very unique, description, which is really what we want to do, and then create the blog post out of that along with what you're doing on your side. This could be another bonus, and it also tells us which one of those videos are optimized. What I mean by optimized is that they're allowing monetization.
Sure.
And so by doing that, we can utilize this to create the really interesting content for any of the videos that we want to make for putting them back on YouTube to sell a product through optimization, for skip ads. I know I'm kind of going all over the place, but my mind is thinking where we can best use what we already know and enhance what you're giving us here, which is freaking ridiculous.
Yeah, I think if you combine them together, it's an amazing deal. Absolutely. I didn't know you had that tool. That sounds really useful.
That picks this up today. The first 10 people that pick this up with Neil, I'm going to make sure that I give everybody years access to that, and I'll cover the cost of the API, and the software for that for anybody that wants to do that.
Oh wow, that's an incredible bonus. That's really good.
It's hand in hand, Neil. It's like you've got beauty over here with you, and we're just the beast. That's all. And it works together. And I think Gary would agree. He wouldn't have any problem with that. So, and I'm just thinking in my brain as you're talking, every single one of your customers and clients out there that we have, offer them the service. I mean, even if you just offered it, to write blog post for them for, $50 a month, just to
Yeah.
get something going, right? Just say, hey,
Yeah.
this is a new service. We want to try it out. Here's what we're going to do. Here's $50, and just start it. And then as they like it, you can increase it and increase it and increase it and do more and more and more, so that, you're getting up into those dollars like Neil, is talking about. All right, Rusty, talk to you later, buddy. Love you. So I don't know why I'm only mad at you for one reason, Neil. Okay? The only reason I'm mad at you is you haven't pushed us to do this sooner.
Yeah.
Okay? So obviously I'm teasing you, but I
Yeah.
really
No.
hadn't realized, how powerful this is. And I've got 3 or 4 AI tools,
Mm-hmm.
and looking at how you did this, and we get the content and bring it in and create the titles and subtitles and go do it. A lot of you out there may have AI tools. You've got the Jaspers and you've got the whatevers and the heroes and all, but some of them are still pretty complicated. And for what you shared today, this is, Forrest Gump stupid simple.
Yeah.
Right? So that's all I wanted to say, is in addition to which if y'all don't know Neil, he's been around for a long time, and he's one of the guys that we work with that you can trust, and he always delivers the goods, and they're always good stuff, and the support is off the charts, right? And if you're in this and you get into mastermind, and if you're the weekly trainings or monthly trainings that he's going to do, dude, you're going to learn so much, from him that it's crazy. So, I don't want to over pitch it, but
Sure.
we just love you, right? And we know you, and we know how valuable you are to what you create, and you create like what we create. It's like God doesn't create junk, neither do you, and neither do we.
No, I agree, and I definitely appreciate that. And I think, again, with this tool, I like that Forrest Gump approach to it. We really want it to be simple to use, so it's ready to go out of the box. Like, this is something a lot of people struggle with. They buy a tool and they have to literally spend hours and hours in tutorials to kind of, click a couple of buttons to create content. We wanted to really make it simple, and I'm quite happy that we've been able to do so. The only thing is, sometimes when I do this demo, it goes so quickly because there's really not a lot to do, and I feel bad. I feel like, no, I should demo for like 1 hour so people really see everything they can do with it. But there's not much to it. There literally is clicking a couple of buttons, making sure the outline's good, and then creating content in one go. And yeah, that's easy.
No, it's you're spot on here. So listen, everybody that's on here, we're gonna do a replay, and you want to make sure that you get in now and get this this price point. And I'm probably not going to offer the YouTube offer that I did outside of what we are today live. So if we get the replay, you won't get it. How's that?
Okay, so in which case, I mean, if anyone is on the fence, this is a good time to ask your questions or jump in before that bonus basically that Patrick offered goes away.
Yep. What other questions do we have in here? Brenda, you usually have questions. Scott,
Hey, Patrick, real quick.
Yeah.
We're in discussions, for those of you that have rankings to our products, we're in discussion with Neil's team over creating an API that would allow this software to be used in our softwares. So if you're thinking about the future, you need to keep that in mind as how valuable this will be to you.
Yeah, I think that's
everybody.
You got to remember one thing. You cannot keep the genie in the bottle with Gary. So, but anyway, we love to have fun and, really enjoy good quality stuff. So anybody have any last questions? Because now's the time to get in. And, I want to make sure that, we get the first 10 people in here to get this deal. And, it's just, I'm excited. Can you tell, Gary? Can you tell I'm excited? I usually don't get this excited about this stuff, but I'm excited. Okay. So Neil, let me, when I know Scott does a lot of stuff with images,
Yeah.
right? So when we're creating this, I think I saw the answer, but he can add images to the posts, just like the regular adding the images to a post no matter what, right?
Yep. Yeah, you can do that, no problem. I mean, we have integrations with a few different online services such as Pixabay. So all the images that you get to use in your content are stock free. Look, one of the things we also want to look at in the future are AI generated images. There's a lot of new technology out there. We just want to first dial in the content creation part with Content Gorilla, and then eventually we can also look at AI-based images. So that way, when we have them, you can have AI-based images, supplementing your content in the future. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
So that's going to be
that's
available
out
as well.
there, right? There's a lot of it out there right now. We're using it right now for some really cool stuff.
Yeah. It is very cool.
Yeah. All right. I don't want to belabor this. Neil's been kind enough to, lift up his skirt and give us everything he's got, and it's a heck of a deal. Last questions. See any last questions, Neil?
I'm just answering Craig, but if anyone has a question, folks, do let me know. We do have seats still, but it does still mean that the bonus that was offered by Patrick is going to be yanked away at the end of this session, and you obviously don't want that. So yeah, let us know in the chat box. And otherwise, look, I'm really excited to see you on the next monthly live that we'll be doing. That's pure training. There's nothing to pitch at that time. We literally just go in, show you the software, show you everything you can do with it, create content live in front of you. Sometimes you even bring people on and they create content in front of everyone else, just so everyone can see how easy it can be for a newcomer to create that content. So that's perfectly fine. By the way, in all of this, I forgot to mention, in all of this, you are covered with a 14-day money back guarantee. Okay, so in that sense, you don't have to worry if you kind of get this and you try it out tomorrow and you're like, okay, not for me. It's okay, you can have your money back. We'll just ask you for feedback as always, but we absolutely won't stop you from getting your money back if you ask within the given time frame. So that is perfectly fine. Just go ahead and take a risk on this, because honestly, I say risk, but the speed with which you will create content, it will seem more like a risk and less like a risk and more like an investment on your part. So I think for that, it's worth it. Mike, we typically do this in the middle of the month, so most likely the next session could be around 17th or 18th. I have to check with Lou, who runs these, and usually at around 3 p.m. Eastern. But we'll send out an invite for that much in advance.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, I think if we talked anymore, we would just bore people. They've got the details. They understand the value, and once we get this and send out the replay, I just want to say for those of you that are watching the replay and you weren't here today, I'm sorry, but that's the value of coming on these live calls. So awesome, Neil. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, really glad that we could host this together. So thank you for that.
All right. Gary, any last comments or anything before we rock out?
I just want to recognize Neil for doing a great job. Fantastic.
Thanks, Gary. Appreciate that.
All right, guys.
All right.
Talk to you later. Thank you, Neil.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.